Jason Williams, otherwise known as White Chocolate, is one of the most exciting and unpredictable players in NBA history, with his passing and handles that dazzled NBA fans. Officially listed at 6'1" and 190 pounds, he was an unassuming player, lacking strength, length, and freakish athleticism. But he made up for it in how he could get his teammates in the best positions to score. Looking back at it now, Jason Williams played in an era known for creativity, an era where players were granted a little bit more freedom than the players in the early 90s, and individualism was appreciated as the game of basketball continued to grow. These are the players that saw Michael Jordan dominate the NBA with his own style and build a personal brand for himself. Players that were drafted in the mid to late 90s included Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, and Vince Carter, all players that were unique and creative in the way they approached the game of basketball. The 8-time All-Star and Olympic gold medalist was a part of this group of players that added a street ball dynamic to the league, which is how he earned the name White Chocolate in his rookie year. Growing up in a small town in West Virginia with only 1,000 people, Williams said that he spent a lot of time on the black side of town, which is where he learned how to play basketball the way that he did.
Tell me about your hometown and the birth of White Chocolate.
Bro, well, you pretty much just told everybody about it, bro. 1,000 people, whatever, but, you know, it wasn't much going on, man. Where I'm from, it's like the white folks live right here, and then the high school, and then the black folks, you know what I'm saying? So I spend most of my time on the backside of the high school.
I can tell.
Duh.
I can tell. Hence the name.
Yeah. In 1994, he led his high school team to the state championship game alongside his teammate, future professional football Hall of Fame wide receiver Randy Moss. He became the only player in his high school's history to reach 1,000 points and 500 assists, earning him multiple Division I scholarships. When he decided to go to Marshall to play under future NBA coach Billy Donovan, where he averaged 13.4 points and 6.4 assists in his freshman year. When Coach Donovan accepted a role at the University of Florida the next season, Williams thought that it would help his chances of making it to the NBA if he transferred, and he was right. After having to sit out a season due to the NCAA's portal rules, Jason Williams returned and averaged 17.1 points, 6.7 assists, and 2.8 steals per game, including the 17-assist game that set a Florida Gators single-game record and led the Gator to an 86-78 upset of Kentucky. His season was, however, cut short in February of '98 due to a 5-game suspension as a result of marijuana usage. Nevertheless, Williams had done enough to be considered a first-round pick in a stacked draft, but Williams did not know exactly where he would land, which is why he did not attend the NBA Draft Day Green Room.
Can you explain draft night? Like, what does that feel like?
You remember Old Boys in Orlando, the barbecue spot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was the night of the draft.
Really? You were at a barbecue restaurant?
Yeah.
You weren't at the draft?
No, it was in Vancouver.
That's right, because of the
Shouts out to Vancouver. I love Vancouver.
Yeah.
I went and visited to play the Grizzlies and things like that. Vancouver's a great city. But I wasn't going to go to the draft not knowing that I wasn't even going to get drafted. I'm sitting there. They got me on camera in the second round. I still ain't been drafted, right?
The 1998 NBA draft, in hindsight, ended up being a pivotal draft because it changed the fortune of 4 struggling franchises. The Toronto Raptors drafted Vince Carter with the 5th overall pick. The Dallas Mavericks drafted Dirk Nowitzki with the 9th pick. The Boston Celtics drafted Paul Pierce with the 10th pick. And with the 7th pick, the Sacramento Kings drafted Jason Williams. The Kings weren't only inheriting Jason Williams, but the addition of Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, and Peja Stojakovic turned the Kings into a playoff contender. The Kings became one of the most exciting teams in the entire association, and in the shortened 50-game season, the Kings were the 6th seed in the Western Conference with 27 wins, their first playoff berth in 2 years. Jason Williams earned the name White Chocolate given to him by Stephanie Shepard, a media relations assistant with the Sacramento Kings. His exciting, flashy style of play inspired the youth, and as a result, his number 55 jersey was among the top 5 jersey sellers across the entire league. This season was the genesis of what is considered the golden era of Sacramento basketball, which lasted 7 years.
Jason, he's like the newborn kid on the family, you know. But we have a lot of fun.
Well, you know, I obviously have a lot of flair in my game and a lot of enthusiasm, and I think to my team I'll bring hard work. And, you know, like I said before, I'm going to help my team win any way I can.
Although Williams and the Kings were playing amazing basketball, they couldn't get over the hump in the playoffs, losing to the Lakers in 2 of the 3 years between 1998 and 2001. Problems started to arise surrounding White Chocolate, which put a microscope on him in terms of expendability. In the summer of 2000, Williams violated the NBA drug policy and was suspended for the first 5 games of the 2000-2001 season. In a regular season game against the Golden State Warriors in February 2001, Williams allegedly shouted racist slurs to Michael Ching, a Golden State Warriors season ticket holder, resulting in a $15,000 fine. The Kings front office had decided that White Chocolate wasn't worth the trouble he was bringing to the organization, especially because his evolution into a complete point guard wasn't happening as they thought it would upon drafting him. Jason Williams has always been a true point guard, more than a complete point guard, meaning that he was amazing at directing the offense, having a tight handle, sharing the rock, and putting his teammates in the best position to score. But he was seriously lacking in the efficient scoring department. In his 3 years in Sacramento, he failed to shoot above 38% from the field in 2 seasons and never shot over 31% from the three-point line. The league was moving towards scoring guards, and Williams couldn't provide this. Also, he was almost non-existent on the defensive end. As a consequence, he was traded to the Vancouver Grizzlies in 2001, which relocated to Memphis a few weeks after his trade. In his 4 years at Memphis, he helped a new franchise go from being a lottery team that couldn't win 30 games to a franchise with multiple 50-win seasons in multiple seasons with the help of Pau Gasol, who was drafted in 2001. Williams helped every team he played on get better and bring the most out of their best players. But not everybody saw it that way. In 2005, Williams got into an altercation with a reporter who was critical of the way that White Chocolate played the game, claiming that Williams did not care about winning basketball games after the Grizzlies were swept by the Phoenix Suns. That same summer, the biggest trade in NBA history, which included a total of 13 players, landed Jason Williams in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal. The trade was brokered by Shaq because he wanted someone who could facilitate to both him and Wade to allow the Heat offense to run more smoothly. As the starting point guard, he was third on the team in points per game and second in assists, helping the Heat win 52 games in the 2005-2006 season, which was the most wins in franchise history up to that point. In the postseason campaign, he scored in double figures 11 times, including 21 points on 10 of 11 shooting in Game 6 of the Eastern Finals against the Detroit Pistons. After they closed out Detroit, the Heat beat the Dallas Mavericks in the finals to secure White Chocolate's first and only championship. Jason Williams' legacy is defined by basketball purists that love the true essence of the game rather than looking at stats to define a legacy. Statistically, White Chocolate is a middle-of-the-pack player with averages of 10.5 points and 5.9 assists per game for his career, while shooting sub 40% from the field. But his reputation of a street ball style of play and being a regular on SportsCenter for his astonishing passing and dazzling assists made him a fan favorite across the league, with people trying to replicate his style of play. He had such a diverse catalog of passes, which included behind the back, no-look, and half-court dimes. His most famous pass of all time came in the Rookie Challenge of the NBA All-Star Weekend in 2000. During a fast break, Williams made a no-look, behind-the-back pass off the elbow on a full sprint to assist Rafe LaFrentz. When looking at the point guards of today, such as Luka Doncic, Lonzo, and LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young, and more, you can see that the creativity that Jason Williams helped bring to the game lives on, and it will continue to grow.
Not too many guys that I played against. When we switch a pick and roll and I want to guard, I get embarrassed. Like, this dude right here would do something so creative to embarrass you out there. Like, I didn't like to guard him.